I'm hitting record. All right, so this book is my favorite book to read for the first day of school. Raise your hand if you've ever read First Day Jitters by Julie Danneberg. Yes. So it's a great one, and usually you read it on the first day of school, so you might not remember everything in the book. So we're going to read it again. And remember that I have the camera on. Just don't worry about that. Hello, e-learners. We are excited that you're with us. So here we go. First Day Jitters by Julie Danneberg. And it says, to Jack and Buddy. For Matthew, who never gets first day jitters, but willingly posed for me anyway, with love. That must be Matthew, the cat. Okay. I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah says. She tunneled down to the end of her bed. Raise your hand if that was you this morning, if you didn't want to get up and go to school. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard. And I hate it. That's all. What will everybody think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming. So in the picture here, if you can't see, if you're way far in the back, it looks like a bunch of kids going crazy and all being surprised that she's not there. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me, Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Make sure you're in bed. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. Raise your hand if that was you this morning. It's okay. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast in her lunchbox. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. That means they're kind of sweaty. Sometimes people's hands get like that when they're nervous. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down in her seat. Good, thank you. Oh, Sarah, Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go. She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous for the first day, and she said over her shoulders as Sarah rushed to keep up. Raise your hand if you were nervous for the first day, and that's okay. I can raise my hand too for that one. Yeah, that's okay. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already at their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell, your new teacher. Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. So the girl in the book that was nervous the whole time was the teacher. And teachers get nervous for the first day of school too. I was especially nervous this morning. I was afraid I was going to forget something, or I was going to go to miss lunchtime or something like that. But don't worry. It's okay to be nervous for something that you're doing for the first time. That's okay. It's a normal feeling. So don't worry if you're nervous. We'll have lots of fun, I promise. Okay? I'm going to say bye to my e-learners, and good luck with your activity. We're going to do an activity, and they have an activity too to do online.